Hey there, guys. So I want to welcome you to today's live stream. And like I mentioned before, we are going to be talking, sort of expanding on what we talked about yesterday. Um, I'm going to be focusing more on, like I said, the muscle building aspect of, um, you know, my workouts or my program. So I want to talk more, sort of expand on that from yesterday. Today is going to be a little bit separate, but it still plays a role into a lot of the different aspects of, you know, building muscle, weightlifting, and things of that sort. So basically, today is a pretty simple topic. It's not that hard to understand. It can be pretty much broken down pretty easily. And what I want to talk about today is about resistance training systems. So basically, what resistance training systems are is just basically different sort of different types of categories of systems you can do as it relates to resistance training. So I'm going to kind of go into detail as to what these mean, and there's so many different systems that I have here that I'm going to go over. But I'm gonna, sort of condense it and make it easily digestible for you as I try to do in all these live streams. So let me go ahead and dive into this. So basically, as I just sort of explained, resistance training systems is basically a breakdown of a certain program that you are doing with resistance training. So it can be there a lot of there are so many examples that I can sort of go into detail about. Um, but basically, there's a set of systems. So, for example, here's a set of types of resistance training systems. So you have a drop set, single set, multiple set, a pyramid, superset, and a circuit. So I guess when you see the term resistance training systems, you kind of it seems like a huge term, but really when we're looking here and we look at everything to the left here, and most of it relates to sets. So basically, it's sort of a simplified version of each separate workout system that you do with weightlifting. So I'm going to go into detail of these. And I also may discuss some more that I actually don't have listed here. This is just a small example of some of the more simpler terms that I can break down for you that are pretty common as it comes to resistance training. So let me do a breakdown of each of these different resistance training systems. So a drop set, you may have heard of a drop set. It's pretty common among bodybuilders, weightlifters, sort of avid fitness trainers. And basically what this is it's a resistance training system where you're performing a set to failure and then you're removing a small percentage of the load as you continue through the set. So I've actually done this with actually my dad. So basically, what it is you have, you're performing these sets, um, and however many reps that you decide to do until you reach a point to where you really can't lift the weight anymore, and you're just gradually going through this process. You drop the weight and then you keep going, see how much further you can go, drop the weight some more, and if you just can't lift anymore, then that's the end of the set. So it's pretty simple. Not a lot of people do this. You usually do have to have somebody else with you in order to make the drop set work properly, because you want it to be sort of a consistent tempo. So those are basically, to sum up, what a drop set is. A single set is pretty easy to understand. It's just using one set per exercise. So, for example, maybe you're doing a single set system, so you're just doing one set of a bench press, you're doing a certain amount of reps. Maybe you're doing one set of bicep curl, and then you're doing a certain amount of reps. That's basically what it is. It's just a single set. You're just doing one set of one particular exercise. Okay, multiple set. Multiple set is pretty easy to understand. Complete opposite of the single set system. So basically, what you're doing with a multiple set is you're doing multiple sets of any particular exercise. This is pretty much what I do actually when I train. So, you know, pretty common for beginners with multiple sets would be, 3 sets and then maybe 10 to 12 reps. That's pretty common with beginners. So that's basically what it is you're doing, multiple sets of one particular exercise. So for example, you may be doing 3 sets of, 10 reps of a bench press, or 3 sets, 10 reps of a bicep curl, or, 3 sets, 10 reps of leg extensions. It could be any exercise. Any exercise you do, you're just doing multiple sets of that exercise. So let's go to the next one. Superset is probably something else that you may have heard of before. And basically, what a superset is you are performing 2 exercises in rapid succession. So you're basically doing without limited to no rest in between the sets. So you're performing two. Usually, the way that I can describe this easily is you're performing 2. Say you're doing, like, let's say you're doing something related with, you're training biceps. So you're doing one type of bicep exercise in a separate top, and you're basically combining them together. Well, you're not combining the exercise together, but you're doing the sets in rapid succession. So you're doing the sets sort of back to back with limited to no rest. And you can do this with all sorts of exercises. So, you could do it with legs, you could do it. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. You can do a whole training, just one single workout training of just doing supersets. And that's basically what it is you're doing a set of 2 exercises back to back with no rest. And this is not a lot of people do this. I do kind of consider this as more of a I guess bodybuilders or weightlifters, more avid trainers would probably do this type of resistance training system. So I kind of pair it. Some people may not pair it the same way, but I kind of pair it as to be with the drop set. It's kind of that type of training system. So not an average person is going to do this type of system more than likely. All right, so the next one is a great one that I can pretty much give you a great example of what a circuit. You probably heard of circuit training outside of just in any type of working workouts. It's not just in resistance training, but you've probably heard of a circuit. So basically, what a circuit is a good way to describe it is going in a circle. You're going through a set of exercises, series of individual exercises, one after the other. So one thing that always comes to mind, especially when I think of circuit training, is HIIT training, which is basically it's high intensity interval training. So you're doing a set of different types of exercises that are in succession of each other. HIIT training is something else that it's a little bit outside of resistance training. It's more focused on a lot of body weight type exercises, a lot of you're thinking of like burpees and things of that nature is mainly what's in HIIT training. So it's a little bit outside of resistance training, but to give you a pretty simple example is HIIT training is one that comes to mind when I think of a circuit. So you can always look up HIIT training. It's pretty simple. It's a fast sort of circuit exercise. But that's basically what a circuit is you're basically going performing a series of exercises one after the other. And it's almost, in a sense, similar to the superset, or you have minimal rest when you're doing a circuit. So each exercise is pretty quick, and then you're taking a small amount of break, and then you're moving to the next exercise. Alrighty, so pyramid set. Or not really a set, but the pyramid training system. So basically what the pyramid training system is, or resistance training system, you may not have heard of this one. It's not as common, but I did want to put it in here because I kind of, in a sense, connect it to a drop set. So basically what it is it involves either progressively adding weight or regressively adding weight, approaching the either progressive or regressive approach that either increases or decreases the weight with each set. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what the pyramid training system is. You're just increasing the weight or decreasing the weight with each set. And it also has to do with reps too, so you could do a certain amount of reps as you go up weight or a certain amount of reps going down weight. So that's kind of what I have on the right side here, this diagram, to sort of show you. It's a pyramid system. So you're either going up or you're going down. Alrighty. So I guess that is all that I have here. But let me go back to the beginning here, because I want to talk about a few other things, and I'll just have this slideshow sort of stay up for now. So there's other stuff, other types of resistance training systems that I want to go into detail a little bit with, even though I don't have them in here. So another one, because I kind of have these, noted, and I kind of want to mention them as we're sort of discussing this, but I don't want to, let it be too overwhelming. I want to simplify it in a way. So another system that you could do is a warm-up set. So basically what a warm-up set is, you're doing 1 to 2 sets at a low intensity to prepare for, resistance training exercise. So you're doing 1 to 2 sets of, any sort of low intensity exercises to prepare for, a broad-based workout that you're doing. But it's basically a warm-up, in other words, Another thing that we could mention here is a giant set. So you're basically performing 4 more exercises in rotation with as little rest as possible. So this is almost, in a sense, a circuit, but it's in a smaller amount of exercises. These two are another one that I want to mention. Vertical loading is another one. So it's basically training, doing strength training exercises in rapid succession, and you're starting with the upper body and working your way down to the lower body. So it's basically, in a sense, a circuit too, but you're starting from your upper body, and then you're gradually going to your lower body and targeting different muscles as you go down. That's basically a vertical loading training system. And then you got a horizontal loading, which is you're performing all sets of exercises or body part before moving on to the next exercise. So it's a little bit opposite of the vertical loading, but that's another training system that I wanted to go into detail with, or give you a simplified, sort of description of what it is. So basically, that's pretty much it as it relates. Or actually, let me get one more thing before we stop. I forgot about this one. This is a good one. This is pretty popular too. Before I stop, I want to really mention this one. So a split routine system is another great one, and it's one that I'm actually implementing into a lot of the clients, my trial clients that I'm doing right now in Trainerize. So basically, what it is it's pretty common. You've probably heard of this before. So you're basically splitting your workouts by days. So, for example, if you're doing a 2-day workout, or you're doing a 2-day sort of workout plan, you're starting on Monday, you're doing the upper body, and then you're going to have rest days between Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you're going to do lower body on Thursday, and then you got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That would be rest. And that's just an example of a 2-day training system. You got 3 days where you're doing, on Monday, you're doing chest, shoulders, and triceps, and then you'll have your rest days on Tuesday and Thursday, but then you're going to do legs on Wednesday, and then on Friday, you're going to do back and biceps. So you got Monday, chest, shoulders, and triceps, Wednesday, legs, and Friday, back and biceps. So that's an example of a 3-day training system. And I'm not going to go through all these, but you're sort of getting the idea. But let me do an example of a 4-day. So basically, with a 4-day split routine, is you're starting on Monday doing chest and triceps, Tuesday back and biceps, Wednesday you're having a rest day, Thursday you're doing legs, Friday you're doing shoulders, and that's just an example. And then you have your rest days Saturday and Sunday. That's just an example of a 4-day sort of split routine training system. So you've probably heard of that as well. I didn't want to mention that because that's a really important one. It's one that I actually do implement into my workouts because I do alternate between different body parts, and different days I do different. Maybe I'll do back and biceps one day or shoulders and triceps. It just kind of depends. So yeah, that's pretty much all the resistance training systems I wanted to discuss with you guys today. I hope that you found all this information valuable. And if you want to learn more about any of this, any of these training systems, or you want to discuss what would be best for you as far as starting to train with any of these systems, you can always reach out to me. I don't have my contact information. I meant to put it in my slides, but I guess I forgot to put it into my slides today. But you can always send me an email at brandonparton95@gmail.com. And then my phone number, if you want to text or call, it's 931-434-6880. And you can always send me a DM through Facebook, Instagram, anything of that sort. You can always reach out to me there. But I hope you guys found this information valuable today. I hope you learned something from it. It's a lot of information, but I feel like it's pretty simple for you to break it down. You can always look up more about these terms and sort of learn more. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I look forward to sharing you guys more information tomorrow. Tomorrow will be my last live stream for the week, and actually the last live stream that I'm doing for the 14-day summer shred. So I look forward to sharing more with you guys tomorrow. And I'm kind of disappointed ending the live streams, but I do believe that I'm going to plan on doing live streams even after these this week. So, and I'll update you guys on to what exactly I'm going to discuss or what I'm going to do forward from the 14-day summer shred. But I hope you guys have a good week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next live stream. So thank you guys.